look through the net like for you.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Let's call the
Not good.
meeting to order
No.
on the St. Charles St. Charles Committee of the Whole meeting for Tuesday, February 17, 2026 at 7:19. Roll call, please.
Petrola.
Here.
Wirball.
Here.
Bessner.
Here.
Weber.
Here.
Volkaitis.
Here.
Folks.
Here.
Bungard.
Here.
Munns.
Here.
Gem.
Here.
Spellman.
Here.
Thank you. So item number 3, we're going to have public comment now, only on items that are on the agenda for this meeting. If you want to speak about something else, you may speak to it at public comment near the end of the meeting. So only comments, I'd appreciate only comments that have to do with the agenda items. Okay, number 4, administrative matters. I don't see anything.
No, I see it.
Okay, number 5, can I have a motion for the consent agenda?
So move.
Second.
Moved by Brian, second by Vicky. Roll call, please.
Petrola.
Yes.
Wirball.
Yes.
Bessner.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Folks.
Yes.
Bungard.
Yes.
Munns.
Yes.
Gem.
Yes.
Spellman.
Yes.
Thank you. That motion passes. 6A, Police Department. Recommendation to approve a resolution authorizing the purchase of replacement forensic recovery system from Digital Intelligence for $86,763. Good evening, Chief.
Good evening, everybody. Tonight I stand before you seeking a resolution authorizing the purchase of a replacement forensic recovery system from Digital Intelligence for $86,763. For background, this device, I'll call it, it's a digital server, and actually my forensic investigator, if you have any technical questions, is here tonight. This was last sourced in 2019. So we have been working across division with Mr. Gunderson's shop, and Steve Weishar is also here from the technical side. This device is beyond its useful life cycle. This is a very specific piece of equipment that stores very sensitive digital forensic data. A lot of that is data seized from cell phones, from computers, investigations related to child exploitation. And so we worked with the company to have them come in to see about warranty work, to see about maintenance. They came in, and initially we were going down a path that it was going to cost about $17,000 just for this year to kind of get through the year. So we worked again with IT to get the specs that we needed to move forward. And again, that cost is just over $86,000. This is going to be a sole source type of item, so we're seeking a bid waiver as this company is currently who we have, and there is no competitor in the market for this specific equipment. So if you have any technical questions, again, Ryan is here, who's our forensic investigator, or Mr. Weishar is also in the back. And again, thanks to them, we worked very closely with them. This money is going to be taken out of the city's equipment replacement fund out of this year's budget.
Thank you. Any questions? Yes.
What is the average lifespan of this equipment? And what do you expect out of this current equipment that we're going to purchase?
About 6 to 7 years, and then it is beyond its life cycle. Yeah, they will not warranty this anymore. So the company was nice enough to come down here and spend a day with us. Initially, we were going to spend about $17,000 just to try to extend it. They actually were very good to us and upfront with us to say that that would be a waste of money. So obviously, we're rolling that money forward and just doing a full replacement.
Okay. Move for approval.
Second.
Second.
Moved by Brian, seconded by Jamie. Roll call, please.
Petrola.
Yes.
Wirball.
Yes.
Bessner.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Folks.
Yes.
Bungard.
Yes.
Munns.
Yes.
Gem.
Yes.
Spellman.
Yes.
That motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have 8B. Tonight we have a presentation of a funding request from the St. Charles Business Alliance in the amount of $850,600 for fiscal year 2026 and 2027 city budget. Good evening.
Hello, Chairman and Committee. I'm here today to give an update on what the St. Charles Business Alliance has accomplished in our 2025-2026 fiscal year. We look forward to continuing to partner with the city to showcase all that St. Charles has to offer to locals and to visitors. Here is the Alliance mission, which reads, to drive economic growth to make the St. Charles community a destination where people, businesses, and tourism thrive. Here is the Alliance staff. And here's a list of our current board of directors. We are fortunate to have a well-balanced group of leaders representing our community. Here's a look at our volunteer-driven committees. Our community's passion and dedication are what make these committees so special. These groups meet monthly and with their chairs setting goals each year. They track progress. We are so fortunate to have such an involved and passionate community. Oh, I'm putting video on and off. Is that okay? Sorry. Is it good? Did I turn the video on? I think it's good. Okay, good. Sorry. We're going to start with going over the highlights from our marketing committee. This committee, is it not going? It's not going. I got it. Sorry. We're going to start with going over the highlights from our marketing committee. This committee is chaired by Amanda Stevens, and the next several slides will go over the major accomplishments that the committee and staff completed during the fiscal year. Our social media has grown a lot this year. We've gained over 3,000 new followers, bringing us to over 37,000 across all platforms. Our influencer program has been highly successful as our target audience continues to be impacted by influencer content. We are thrilled with these partnerships and look forward to watching them grow. Our app saw growth this year. We now have over 11,500 downloads. We promoted over 1,800 events from local businesses and organizations. We added the retail route and relaunched the very popular Brew Tour. The 2 digital kiosks on First Street continue to be very popular with over 24,000 user counts. These continue to be a great way to market our businesses as they are highlighted and categorized on the app and on the kiosks. On the slides in front of you, you will see the data from our blog, podcast, and newsletter. We had 19 blogs this year that featured over 127 St. Charles businesses. After combining and relaunching our newsletter this year, we achieved an open rate of over 42%. This success was driven by a focused effort to track trends, analyze performance data, and adjust our strategy accordingly. Our podcast had a 21% increase in listens this year. And here are some photos of all the 44 podcasts we did this year. You can see business owners, community groups, and community members featured in front of you. The podcast continues to be a strong and effective way to showcase our community, our businesses, and the stories behind them. Literally in front of you and on the screen, you'll see some of our newest printed materials. Our destination guide showcases our incredible community to potential visitors and highlights St. Charles in the best light. The direct mailer worked really well and gave residents a simple, direct way to stay up to date. And our brand new meetings and events brochure highlighted our weddings and event venues in an easy-to-read, user-friendly format. Our website continues to be updated to keep up with trends in technology. We are thrilled with our easy-to-navigate website that has become a one-stop shop for all information about businesses and tourism. Some of our biggest successes this year came from both our digital and print advertising efforts. Our digital campaigns generated over 242 impressions, significantly expanding our reach. Our print advertising also performed well. One of the most notable examples was our ad in the Illinois Brewer Association magazine. Many of the participants who completed the brewery tour reported learning about our tour through the publication, making this a highly worthwhile investment. To wrap up marketing, our campaigns this year were very exciting. The Spring Shop Crawl, SDC 6 collaboration, BU Rock Hunt, and the Holiday Gift Guide were all successful initiatives that supported our local business community while also attracting both visitors and residents to St. Charles. Looking ahead to the year to come, our goals are centered around expanding programs that align with our mission, provide meaningful support to both our businesses and the community. Our Business Development and Sales Committee is chaired by Drew Koshy and is highlighted here with several key year-end accomplishments. We continued our highly attended broker networking events and hosted 2 hotel roundtable meetings. We also launched our 4th year of the Made in St. Charles program and partnered with the VIA to strengthen relationships with manufacturing and industrial community. And in front of you is a list of our collaborations with the community events and programs. We support organizers through marketing, business connections, and on-site presence, creating a win-win for both the events and our local businesses. As a result, we have increased our number of collaborations this year by 30%. This year, our sales team actively promoted St. Charles by attending several key industry and consumer events. We participated in the Travel and Adventure Show, reaching an audience of more than 40,000 attendees. In addition, we attended 2 bridal shows to highlight St. Charles wedding venues and locally available wedding products, positioning the community as a comprehensive wedding destination. The team also took part in a venue series that partnered with the Q Center, furthering strengthening relationships and showcasing St. Charles as a premier location for meetings and events. Outlined below in front of you are the sales team's goals for 26 and 27. We continue to meet regularly with the local hotel partners to align strategies, identify opportunities, and maximize share success. In addition, we are excited to strengthen our relationship with the St. Charles commercial brokers, supporting efforts to close deals that attract new businesses and further enhance St. Charles as a desirable destination to meet, visit, and invest. Over the past year, we have strengthened our partnership with the city's Economic Development Department, aligned around shared goals focused on business growth. This collaboration has created valuable learning opportunities for our staff while also benefiting the city by reducing both cost and the need for outside consultants for occupancy reports. Just as importantly, it has ensured our brands remain consistent, collaborative, and aligned on how we support the St. Charles businesses. We're now going to go into our events. Our events committee is chaired by Craig Larson, and we're going to start by going over attendance. Here's a graph that shows the amount of people that came to our events this year. You can see that Scarecrow continues to draw on the most amount of people. We are very pleased with these numbers for our events for the year. More visitors lead to increased spending, which in turn generates more tax revenue, aligning with our ultimate goal. Our success is the city's success. This data shows that more people are visiting St. Charles than in past years. While that growth affects businesses in different ways, just as it does everywhere, we remain focused on supporting all of our businesses. By bringing more visitors to the community overall, we create more opportunities for businesses to welcome through their doors. This slide highlights how streamlined our events have become. On the left, you will see our cost per attendee shown in color compared to other communities in gray. It provides a clear picture of our efficiencies and commitment to managing our funds responsibly. So now we're going to go into each event individually. The 2025 Fine Art Show was a great event, and in front of you are some of the stats for the year. We had more artists than ever and collaborated with the Fine Line to showcase live art to bring even more excitement. And here are some of our goals for the 2026 year. We hope to increase our artist number and continue to draw in a high-end demographic to our community. We have SCC Live and Unwind Wednesday in front of you. SCC Live hosted 39 performances and attracted more than 25,000 attendees throughout the season. Unwind Wednesday was brought back for 3 performances. While we experienced some extremely hot days, attendance remained strong, and most importantly, the events were well-run, fun, and safe, and the participation numbers speak for themselves. Our goals for our 2026 summer are listed in front of you for SCC Live, with our main goal to continue to work with local businesses and attract more people to the events. We also have some goals for Unwind Wednesdays, but I'll touch on those a little bit later in the presentation. Jazz Weekend continued to grow in size and popularity with 51 performances. This is a huge increase for us in business participation, and we're very excited to see this program continue to thrive. On this slide, you can see our goals for 2026. We really want to connect with more businesses outside the downtown and continue to bring in new and exciting musicians that will drive more people into the businesses. Scarecrow Weekend had over 120 community-made scarecrows, 40 specials from local businesses, and was hugely successful for many of our downtown businesses. Our goals for 2026 remain focused on maintaining the same event footprint, strengthening partnerships with community groups, and collaborating with businesses to ensure their continued success as part of the event. Holiday Homecoming was cut short this year due to snowy weather. However, we were still able to host a successful Lighting of the Lights and holiday movie, and we also got to unveil the new Santa Cottage, which, along with our incredible Santa, drew very large crowds on weather-permitting days, to the point where we plan to add volunteer elves next year to help manage attendance. So there is a new volunteer opportunity if you're interested. We very much look forward to the 2026 parade to bring it back. We will continue to work with businesses to promote their specials and have even more participation. St. Charles Restaurant Week featured over 40 participating restaurants and included a gift card giveaway. The goal of this event is to drive people into local restaurants during what is a typical slower period for the industry. And then, of course, we are excited for the 2026 St. Patrick's Day Parade. This event is a huge boost to our restaurant and entertainment businesses, and we are hoping to get a bit luckier with the weather this year. For next year, we have 2 exciting new initiatives planned, contingent on this year's funding approval. As mentioned earlier, Unwind Wednesday was a strong success last year, and we plan to double our efforts in the coming season. This includes expanding the program from 3 to 6 Unwind Wednesdays to be held on the 2nd and 4th Wednesdays of each month. Each event currently averages around 1,000 attendees, and we're excited to see the growth continue and benefit the entire downtown district. Also new this year is a major push around bikeability and walkability in our community. You guys should all have got your bike bells. Biking is a $83 billion industry, and St. Charles already has many of the key elements in place to position ourselves as a leader in the space. This initiative would include bike maps, wayfinding and sticker murals, collaboration with other community partners, and education around new ordinances and safety. Together, these efforts will help showcase and promote St. Charles as a premier biking and walking destination. This year, we are respectfully requesting a 4-year funding agreement with the city as outlined in the materials included in your packets. This proposal includes a $12,000 annual increase year-over-term for the agreement. A multi-year agreement provides the Alliance a greater financial predictability and allows for more efficient operations through longer-term contracts and sponsorship agreements, resulting in cost savings and improved stability. In addition, we are requesting that city fees and essential support services be absorbed by the city, as these services are necessary for the Alliance to deliver city-contracted programs and events. This funding supports the continued delivery of St. Charles signature events and initiatives. These programs bring in people to our city, activate our public spaces, support local businesses, and generate meaningful tax revenue. This investment helps ensure that these events remain sustainable and continue to deliver strong return for St. Charles. And that's all for me. I will take questions if anyone has any.
Okay, thank you for your presentation. Yes, Steve.
Thank you, Chairman. Jenna, what do you attribute the lower cost per attendee compared to others? Is that just because you and your team are able to self-perform a lot of the things that are needed? The cost per attendee, we're able to do it a lot cheaper than other communities.
I would say that we do a lot of stuff in-house. We have a graphic designer in-house. We have our own sales team. We are able to do a lot of stuff in-house. And when we do Scarecrow, for instance, before we took it over in 2019, there was an outside team company that was hired. We no longer do that. It's staff and our wonderful volunteers that are on site the whole weekend.
Great. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Dave.
Jenna, thank you for the presentation and everything you guys do. Of course, you mentioned the retail route was a new addition. I thank you for that. Do you have any feedback, or have you gotten any feedback or any data that how many people have used it, or is it still becoming, because it's new, correct?
Yeah, we launched it this year. It's a really great program where all you have to do is you download the app and you just check into 3 of our wonderful retail places, and then you get a really cute tote bag that says Shop Local St. Charles.
Mm-hmm.
We've had quite a few people come in. We have to come into City Hall to give them. Elvia downstairs is very helpful to us and hands those out. So we get updates on it. We can pull the numbers for you too, but I don't have those on top of my head.
Is every retail store?
You're automatically in, which is the easy part. Yeah, so all you have to do is check in. And what's great about the app is it knows your location, so as long as you're in the store or within 10 feet of it, it will allow you to check in.
Cool. Yeah, that data would be interesting.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that. Cool. Thank you.
I just had 2 questions, Jenna. First, regarding the St. Patrick's Day Parade, which, you can't control the weather, and the holiday parade.
Yeah.
When you plan these events out, is there any chance to get a secondary date like that following the same weekend, Sunday of that same weekend, I should say?
We did look into it with the holiday homecoming. There's IDOT approval, so seeking 2 IDOT approvals is kind of at the top of the list of why not. But then also, we hired lots of different elements that we have to pay a down payment on, and so we would have to then double that down payment to hold 2 weekends, and then we're not guaranteed another that weekend will also be good weather. I think Steve Martin said it the best. I think it was the first time we'd ever had to cancel in how many years? Over 50? 46 years.
Yeah.
So we're just hoping that was a wild, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity thing that happened to us. So, yeah, we did look into it, absolutely.
And then secondly, regarding the four-year agreement, will you be here then next year making the same presentation?
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I will be here I'm coming up every year. I'll just do a kind of a roundup of what we did, all of our numbers, present all that stuff to you guys. It just shows predictability of where we're going and how much. You won't have a surprise number. You'll know exactly what I'll be asking for.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, Brian.
Jenna, thank you for your presentation. Appreciate it. So a question I have that's in the memo, and maybe this is directed towards staff, is you have, in addition, staff is requesting certain essential operational support services and fees associated with city contracted events and programming be absorbed by the city. So will that impact the city's budget? Are you comfortable with that?
So that is essentially the bill back that we do for public work services, and some of those things are broken down the way that we do them for any other organization. We're talking traffic cones, sandbags, so it's not necessarily hard cost to us unless we have to pull somebody in for overtime. So it's essentially money going in a circle right now. If we charge the Alliance, they're asking for more funding,
right,
and it just comes right back.
So is it more of an accounting?
Yeah,
is
exactly.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying.
Mark.
I just want to say thank you for everything you guys do. I don't think you guys get enough credit, the whole Business Alliance, for the amount of work you put in, time you put in. I have never heard a bad comment about Scarecrow, Art Show, Jazz Fest, the social media things you guys do. You guys really, really knock it out of the park all the time. So just thank you for all you do. This is an easy pass for me toward you guys. So just thank you guys again.
Yep. No, just anybody else? No, well done, Jen and everybody. And I know we sat down and talked about this. I really appreciate just kind of the forethought of looking at something 4 years out to kind of show some of the stability, but also where the growth would be in order to keep what you guys do for the entire city kind of in front of all of us. So I really appreciate you guys doing that. So I support the way you presented it, and hopefully we can continue it in the future. As you said, you'll be here, so we have somebody driving the bus.
Awesome. Thank you.
Jamie.
I do want to echo what Mark said, that I hear wonderful things about the Alliance from businesses, from residents, and I appreciate that. I also appreciate the forethought that you had in putting together the multi-year agreement, because from talking to you and the way you've explained this creates the ability for you to forecast and then get multi-year contracts from some of your other suppliers and sponsors, which then reduces your costs. And I also appreciated Brian's question there, because of what you had explained to me also, is that some of those shared costs that we have with things like sandbags and cones, we own those things, and we are just billing backwards and forwards, which is administrative cost also to us to do that counting. So I think that this saves us all around in those ways. So thank you.
Thank you.
Vicki.
Thank you. Thank you for your presentation. I want to just echo what everyone here said, is that we think you're doing a great job and that you do a lot with the amount of budget that you do have, and I'm supportive of your proposal. I also want to thank you for the emphasis on bikeability. I think that's a great focus for the next few years for the Alliance. Excited about all the programming and hopefully the potential to maybe add some more bike paths and connectivity in the coming years.
Any other comments?
Move for approval.
Second.
Okay, before I vote, I would just like to read an email that we got today from a business in town, from Alex at the Maple Leaf Coffee House. Mayor and Alders, I would like to take a moment to thank the Business Alliance for the work they do on behalf of my business. Their work arranging the many events throughout the year and promoting businesses in St. Charles significantly contributes to my business's economic success. Additionally, every staff member is responsive, professional, and deeply engaged in the city's success and the Alliance members' success. My staff at Maple Leaf and I are grateful for all your work. Okay, we have a motion by
Brian.
Brian. Brian made the motion.
Second by Brian.
Second by Brian. Roll call, please.
Petrula.
Yes.
Warba.
Yes.
Bessner.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Folks.
Yes.
Bungard.
Yes.
Munns.
Yes.
Gem.
Yes.
Spellman.
Yes.
Thank you. That motion passes. Now we have 8C, presentation of a funding request from the St. Charles Museum in the amount, correct? We're still doing it? Okay. The amount, okay, I'm gonna start over. I was just waiting for someone to come up.
No worries, no worries.
Presentation of a funding request from the City of St. Charles History Museum in the amount of $72,000 in the fiscal year 2026-2027 city budget. Good evening.
But
Hello, how are you doing?
Bill supposed to say something? Bill was getting up. Do you need to say anything?
No.
Okay, I don't know if I have a presentation that was ready to pop up.
I do not have one for you. Do you know who you sent it to? Carly. In the packet. Carly.
The presentation's on the agenda. If you can pull up the
It's in
agenda.
the agenda.
Pull up the agenda, scroll through it.
Yeah,
And on the website?
Yeah.
yeah, it's in the agenda, Jim.
Yeah, we did not receive one, so. Can we just try it? Who should I send this to in the future? I'm not sure. This one?
There it is. Scroll it, okay. Well, I apologize about that. But good evening, City Council members, Mayor Hull, and the City of St. Charles. On behalf of the St. Charles History Museum and the Board of Directors, I would like to give our sincerest gratitude to the city, continued support and funding, as well as support of the Public Works, on behalf of our mission, and to eternally grateful to the City of St. Charles, all that they do for the museum. I'd like to thank our new officers for 2026, including Brian McNally, our new president, and Gretchen Weber, who is our new vice president for 2026. I'd also like to thank all board members and liaisons from the city, park district, and the museum, the library. The St. Charles History Museum's mission statement is to inspire curiosity about the past and its impact on the present by collecting, preserving, and presenting our unique local heritage. We at the museum pretty much just boil that down to collect, preserve, and present the history of St. Charles. Our values, we have 6 unique values that we really strive for every day that we go. And in 2026, on top of all these values that we honor, we're really going to focus on community and education. I want to give a special thanks to all of our committees, the fundraising committee, collections committee, membership committee, and finance committee. We're all big parts of our 2025. And in 2026, we are relaunching or resurrecting a past committee, which is our education committee. The education committee will help increase our outreach to the community as well. And another special thanks to our volunteers. These are some of not all of our volunteers who have helped throughout all of our events, but the ones who have helped out in our museum specifically. Now, to highlight some of our accomplishments this past year, we had 3 major events, starting with History Rocks in May at Rock and Ravioli. We had our inaugural Summer Flashback, a family event with our sock hop at the Baker Community Center, and we wrapped up the year with our 5th annual Holiday Gala at the Dunham Woods Riding Club. The museum hosted numerous school groups this year, as well as groups dedicated to helping adults with special needs, as well as the St. Charles Park District Summer Camp. The Education Committee is going to be focused on further development of these opportunities. The museum also tripled the number of corporate partners to the current number of 9, and I have to amend that. We actually have 10 now, as we just signed somebody up today, a corporate partner up today. And we will be increasing the visibility in the community with our monument sign located perpendicular to Main Street. This is a new sign which will be outside, which is just approved and will be hopefully, weather permitting, constructed in March of this year. So we at the museum consider ourselves the de facto welcome center for St. Charles, being the go-to destination for tourists and visitors to learn more about our great town. This is especially true during the weekends as we receive 10 to 12, not just visitors, but out-of-town visitors to the museum, asking for information of where to eat, what to do, and where to go. We wholly embrace our role in this fashion and have actually partnered with the Business Alliance to install a stand to display pamphlets to showcase not only the History Museum, but everything that St. Charles has to offer. To start our basement storage renovation, St. Charles Public Works completed a project to update the drainage around the perimeter of the building to eliminate the incursion of water into the building during heavy rains. The project completed the second step of the painting of the basement walls and floors, as well as the installation of new lighting. The final step of this project was to fully upgrade our storage at the museum is the purchase of new storage shelving pending the help of a few grants. The museum also received a rare portrait of John Farnsworth, donated by his descendants. And though badly damaged, the museum was able to raise upwards of $5,000 for the restoration and a new frame. The revealing of this portrait will occur next week, actually, and will be available for viewing starting Friday, February 27th at the museum. We had a great collaborative event with the library and speaker Don Quant about the history of the Heinz Cuts Glass Factory. And our partnership with the Park District and the second annual Pickle Paradise saw over 1,000 people visit Potawatomi Park, and we are excited to collaborate again next year. Sorry for this. One major accomplishment spearheaded by our collections manager, Eric Krupa, was creating a statewide research organization for the Underground Railroad and nominating the St. Charles History Museum to be federally recognized as the research hub on the National Underground Network to Freedom. This would make the museum the only facility in Illinois on the Network to Freedom. St. Charles has 12 verified sites that can be added to the Network of Freedom, which does not include the Bartlett House, which is the first verified safe house in Kane County on the National Network to Freedom. In addition to our current walking tour, the museum is working to create a new walking tour to showcase these 12 locations, and possibly more in the future. Eric is continuing also his work with the Midwest Soaring Foundation to bolster Indigenous representation and build professional relationships between our community and the many tribes who used to call this land home. The community response. So just a few numbers here. Our holiday gala had 132 attendees and sold out in record time. History Rocks had 78 attendees. Our Pickle Paradise, again, over 1,000 at the Potawatomi Park. Our Summer Flashback, which was our inaugural event, which is going to be a family-friendly event during the summers, had over 100 attendees, and we're looking to increase that this coming year. Jazz Weekend, though we only had one event, had over 50 people attend for the full event. Our Park District Summer Camp, which we are doing again this year, had over 120 campers. And research requests for professional research, 32 completed, along with probably 44 submitted. For those who attended, our holiday gala was a great success. We had over, again, 132 people attend, and a record amount raised of $61,352. So thank you again for everybody, and thank you for the Dunham Woods Riding Club. The Curious Fox Gift Shop continues to serve as a hotspot for souvenirs and all things St. Charles. We added new shirts this year, new ornaments, as well as numerous new books, including an updated Bet a Million Gates by Went and Kogan, which was revised by our very own Steve Gibson. And the reason we were able to do this is that the copyright went out of date, and we were able to take that, since it was public domain, and print it ourselves and sell it in-house at a very, very nice profit. And it's actually, we've had to order 3 times now. We just ordered our 3rd order for books as it's going off the shelves. I want to thank our community partners, from the Business Alliance to the City of St. Charles, the Park District, and the Public Library, including others, as well as our great corporate partners, which we just again added one today, as well as our business supporters. These are businesses who have supported us in events and throughout the year. Now, looking forward to 2026, we are going to re-up Great Reminders, which we've done every other year, in conjunction with Scarecrow Weekend, and hopefully work with the Business Alliance on coordinating that whole project. We're going to return the summer flashback family event. We are updating our walking tours again and integrating a new Underground Railroad walking tour. Our current exhibit is the 100th anniversary of 4 buildings in St. Charles, including the Arcata Theater, the Baker Community Center, Thompson High School, and the St. Charles National Bank. And we're going to follow that up in late June, early July with a celebration of America's semi-quincentennial with never before, not never before, but very rarely seen artifacts from our collection. And one other thing we're very excited about is a collaboration with all the local breweries in St. Charles to celebrate our Belgian heritage and do a Belgian beer contest, if you will, in which the museum will receive, it's going to be a fundraiser, which the museum will receive a proceeds from the sales of these Belgian beers, and hopefully we can crown somebody with with a trophy, and hopefully continue this from year to year. So now to our financials. In 2025, our expenses increased and exceeded our revenue by just over $8,000. Though it can never be a 100% guarantee, there were a couple of large donations which had occurred on a yearly basis, which didn't happen this past year, which caused our revenue numbers to suffer in 2025. As a result of 2025, not receiving those donations which had been occurring in the past, our 2026 budgeted revenue is roughly the same as our actual revenue from 2025. You will see, however, that our expense budget has increased to over $252,000. We'll be asking the city to increase our annual funding by $12,000, from $60,000 to $72,000. This budgeted revenue for 2026 reflects our current budgeting, though, of $60,000. In the past, you will see our revenue relied heavily on 3 main areas: fundraising, donations, which includes membership, and city funding. Our work with grants in the past has been seeking unrestricted grants. Those are grants that can be used for general operating funds. These grants, however, are very difficult to procure, so we are currently focused on restricted grants, which are project-specific, and though they don't help with revenue, they can help reduce expense, if not increase revenue in the same capacity. And though we did not contribute to our investment account directly, it did increase by $9,000 in 2025 due to the investments. So, the St. Charles History Museum is asking the City of St. Charles for $72,000 in the fiscal year of 2026, so that we continue to serve the community as it has over 90 years. The request is $12,000 more than 2025, and will indubitably help us continue to function as the primary visitor and welcome center of St. Charles, maintain our current staffing levels, and also create a new part-time position. So this new part-time position, what will it do? Well, it will directly work as a coordinator in conjunction with the newly reintroduced Education Committee. It will include increased involvement with District 303 and the surrounding schools, and assist with the adult education program and initiatives that's in the museum and beyond. It will also be involved in the external marketing of the museum, collaborating with local businesses to develop smaller events and expand the outreach and exposure of the museum, and therefore increase museum revenue. We have 3 major events right now that our fundraising committee works on. The History Rocks in May, our summer flashback event, and our gala, which is the major event. This new position we're looking for is to create events in between those major events to help continue and create a flow of income to the museum. Our current budget has a deficit of $22,000, but includes the hire of the new staff member. Our request for the additional 12 partially covers the expense of the new position, with the anticipation that their success in the increasing revenue will offset the portion of their salary expenses. Now, this position will also help with staffing and scheduling. We are open both Saturday and Sunday, and we are, as we consider ourselves, the de facto welcome center. Our current staff needs to take time away from their main focus to work and assist with the front desk duties during those times. This includes our collections manager, Eric Krupa, working the front desk on Sundays, taking time away from his responsibilities as the collections manager. So this position will help us alleviate those and help him continue with his work as the collections manager. So I thank you all again for your time and happy to answer any questions that anyone may have.
Thank you for your presentation. And we have any questions? Let's start over on this end, this side. Mark, any comments?
Thank you. Appreciate all you guys do. I know it's a lot of hard work, but the exhibits are great. Thank you, guys.
I'm good.
Thank you so much for the presentation. I'm curious if you can tell me a little bit more about the part-time position and where they're going to be doing the work to bring in some of that additional revenue that you're looking for, and exactly how they're going to...
Yeah, so there are different ideas that we have. It's things that have been done in the past and collaborations that we've had with new members of our board and where we can go in the future. Being present and being the ability to be present at more of the events in St. Charles, collaborating again with possibly Pollyanna and their bike tours, or doing, if you did a trivia night at different locations, or getting out, and not only with the community, but with restaurants, with individual businesses, to create the opportunity to create fundraising events. Being able to be out there and physically, talking with the people, having the time to do it, I guess, is the opportunity.
That makes sense. So the hope is that they can be more visible in the community, bringing in more of that tourism and just entertaining.
Yeah, taking their time throughout the day, not even to worry about other things, but just that, and going out and developing those relationships.
Okay, and I appreciate in that chart where you showed that you're pursuing more grant opportunities, it looks like you're trying to bridge that funding gap in some other ways besides just reliance on city funding, so I appreciate that.
Correct, yeah. We're not just looking for increased funding, but also decreased expenses.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Thank you for your presentation. I also appreciate everything that you do. One question, I think it's such a great idea that you mentioned about how the History Museum is the de facto welcome center for St. Charles, and you've been partnering with the Business Alliance to sort of magnify the impact of both efforts. Just wondering, since you're doing a new sign, might it say History Museum and Welcome Center to help attract more people?
The physical sign will say St. Charles History Museum, although there was a push... in the past, I talk with my hands a lot, sorry. In the past, to have a sign which the same sign that's outside of the parking lot, where it says visitors information or welcome center, to have that outside of the museum as well, so people will understand that that's a good place to go for information.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of it like that, and I think that's a great idea, and would love to just get that word out for visitors.
Just more comment. Thanks again. As you know, the museum's important to me. I do support this, and glad to hear that Grave Reminders is coming back as well. A little bummed it didn't happen last year, but appreciate it.
Thanks for your presentation. So I just want to thank you and all of the dedicated volunteers at the museum for what you do to preserve not only St. Charles history, but educating the public about St. Charles history, so especially our students at District 303. So thank you very much for what you do.
Thank you.
Ed, anything? Ed?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely support the increase. For the holiday gala this year, 132 sold out event. You got to get a bigger space. How many?
Got to get there early.
How many do you think you could have sold? You know.
It's not about how many we sell, it's about the experience.
Okay. They buy tickets, all right, Alex?
Yes, we do.
So it's about how many they sell too. That helps out, right?
Yeah, we can also increase the price.
Move for approval.
Second.
Moved by Brian, seconded by Dave. Roll call, please.
Petrilla.
Yes.
Wirbel.
Yes.
Bessner.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Folks.
Yes.
Bungard.
Yes.
Munns.
Yes.
Ham.
Yes.
Spellman.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. That motion
Thank you very
passes.
much.
Thank you, Alex.
Now we have 9A, Public Works. Recommendation to approve a resolution authorizing a purchase order with Mead Electric for streetlight maintenance services and LED upgrade conversions to extend the contract for the second and third years. Good evening, Peter.
Good evening again. Yes, this is really just a little bit of a housekeeping item. This work was actually bid a year ago, and we are just finalizing our first year of a 3-year contract. This Mead Electric helps us when we have streetlight maintenance needs. A lot of our cars seem to hit those from time to time, and Mead are the ones that assist us in getting those put back together. And they also assist us with our LED conversion program as well. So unless there's any questions, this is a request to approve the resolution for this work.
Okay, hold on a minute. Can we just wait till the room? Okay, thank you. And that's, ready for questions?
Questions, unless you need me to repeat anything.
So, Brian.
Peter, question for you. So is this something our staff can do in-house, or is this a kind of a combination? We contract with them, we do some of it, they do some of it?
It's definitely a combination. They do certainly have some equipment and some specialty skills, especially with the street lights that we do not have, but we work hand in hand with them on a lot of the work that they do.
Okay. Yep, all right.
Sorry, one quick question,
Sure.
Peter. How many lights are we replacing per year with this program, approximately?
This isn't necessarily a replacement. This is repair to any street light that goes down, a bulb that's out, a faulty wire, as I said, a car that hits it. On the street light side, actually the next item is about our LED conversion program, and I think I've identified about 500 or so that are being replaced this next year in that realm. And we do most of that work in-house, but they do assist us from time to time with some of that work.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Anything over here?
Move for approval.
Second.
Moved by Brian, seconded by Jamie. Roll call, please.
Petrilla.
Yes.
Wirbel.
Yes.
Bessner.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Folks.
Yes.
Bungard.
Yes.
Munns.
Yes.
Ham.
Yes.
Spellman.
Yes.
Thank you. That motion passes. 9B, recommendation to approve a resolution to authorize issuing purchase orders to Steinberg Lighting for decorative street lamps.
Okay, this in a way kind of represents one of the last phases that we have in our conversion from the old light fixtures that we had in the city to LED. We started that program, I would say, a decade ago, starting with the easiest, and now we're down to the most expensive and the most difficult lights to replace. And those happen to be in the Persimmon, Stonehenge, if you go down that area, in the northeast quadrant of our community. Internally, we call them the Frankenstein lights, but that is a style that folks like, and we have been replacing them as needed. So that's the reason for the sole bid on this particular item, is to get the exact match to those fixtures and change those out from high-pressure sodium lights that they currently are to LED, and then we'll be complete with the program. Any questions?
Any other questions? Vicki?
I have a question. I'm probably asking this a little bit late in the game. Apologies. I'm just curious if we've looked at lights that reduce light pollution. I can't even picture these streetlights in my head. I feel so unobservant. I can't remember what they look like. But do they point down or up? I mean, I know we're trying to match what we have now, but is there any consideration and LED lights are more efficient, but can create more sort of glare and again less sort of more light pollution. And I don't know if it's possible to take that into consideration with our choices.
With this particular light fixture, not. It's kind of a sconce type light, so the light actually goes out from the sides and also down, not necessarily up though.
That's good.
But that's something we can look at. I mean, we definitely have looked at the energy efficiency, and that's been a program that we've been working on for, as I said, about a decade. We haven't really been asked to look about light pollution. That being said, in certain in neighborhoods, there are requests from time to time where we can go put shields on the lights to direct the light to a specific area, especially if it's going into somebody's window, and we get a complaint about that. So we're doing that kind of one-on-one, but we've never looked at that as an initiative for all of our lights in the city.
I'm sure cost should probably be the first priority, but I would love to know if there's ever an opportunity to take that into consideration at a reasonable cost. Thank you.
Brian?
Peter, I like you have budgeted 275 and it came in at 160. It's quite a significant difference. What? Looking at the prices, I was surprised too. Yeah. And it's just a good vendor that we've had for a long time. They know that they've got our business. I mean, I used to figure $10,000 for a light fixture, and they're coming in at $7,000. So just really a good surprise. Yep. Wonderful.
Move for approval. Weber will make a motion.
By Steve. Second by Bob. Roll call, please.
Petrulla?
Yes.
Warfel?
Yes.
Bessner?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
Folks?
Yes.
Bungard?
Yes.
Munns?
Yes.
Gem?
Yes.
Spellman?
Yes.
Thank you. That motion passes. 10A, Information Technology. Recommendation to approve a resolution authorizing a 3-year agreement with MetroNet for internet service for $33,840. Good evening.
Thank you, Chairperson Sakaitis. A little background on this recommendation. MetroNet is one of 3 core internet providers that we use. The other 2 are AT&T and Comcast. And because of the importance of consistent internet service for city business operations, having 3 providers is essential for continuity of business services. We're currently paying $1,250 a month for internet service from MetroNet. With the new agreement, the cost is $940 a month, which results in savings of over $11,000 across the 3 years of the proposed agreement. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions from the council?
Move for
Seeing
approval.
none,
Second.
Moved by Jamie,
Second.
second by Dave. Roll call, please.
Petrulla?
Yes.
Warfel?
Yes.
Bessner?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
Folks?
Yes.
Bungard?
Yes.
Munns?
Yes.
Gem?
Yes.
Spellman?
Yes.
Thank you. That motion passes. Item 11, Economic Development. Presentation of a retention visit 2025 report. Good evening, Gary.
Good evening. Staff recently finished our retention visit report for 2025 and just wanted to kind of share some of the key takeaways from the report. This is an annual program that we conduct. It's actually one of the goals that was laid out in our strategic plan. I do 24 retention visits annually. This is in partnership with the Business Alliance, specifically with Nate helps me with this program as well. So he does essentially all the scheduling. He attends the meetings and then also takes notes and does follow-up. So he's really doing a lot of the work with this particular program. So the goals are we essentially have more of an in-depth conversation with some of the businesses in St. Charles. The goals that we have is to strengthen relationships. You'd be surprised how many businesses just want to talk to the city and know that they care about them being there and share what their product is or what their service is. We're always gathering feedback, whether it be about the business or about the city in general. Promote growth. Hopefully some of these businesses that we're meeting with are looking to expand, and we want them to expand in St. Charles. we want to assess the local economy. What details can we find out about how they're doing and hopefully how the city's doing as a whole. And then, of course, we're also sharing information. We want to share with them what the city's up to, what may potentially impact some of their businesses. This is the second year. Last year, if you remember, we did retention visits with industrial businesses. And this year's focus for 2025 was restaurants and hotels. I'm going to start out with just restaurants and just some facts about restaurants here in St. Charles. So we approximately have 125 restaurants. Our top performing restaurants will produce over $175,000 in sales tax alone. There's just a handful of those. Those are our top performers. Small establishments will still contribute about $25,000 per year. Over on the right-hand side, this wasn't in the report. I actually did this quickly today. Was just curious about the different cuisines that we have here in St. Charles and just kind of categorize them. These are also on the St. Charles Business Alliance website. But it looks like of all of our restaurants, American-style cuisine was, of course, number one at 25, followed by fast food, and then I believe it's Italian, Mexican, and Asian. So, key takeaways. Overall, how are the restaurants that I spoke to doing? And there was a broad range here. I heard restaurants that maybe weren't doing so well, others that were doing just fine. But I would say most of them landed right in the middle, telling me that they were stable, maybe slightly positive, but a little bit, you could kind of sense some of the nervousness. They were expecting more growth, I think. So a lot of them, again, I would say positive, but we're expecting a little bit more this past year. I think a lot of that is not necessarily from the demand side, but although some of it is. But some of the next things that I'll list out is a big reason for that. And overwhelmingly, it is rising costs. So costs in labor, food, and supply costs. Number one would be labor, though. Just what you need to pay your employees has grown over the last few years, and 2025 was the highest year for that. What an employee that maybe 6 years ago was being paid $12, now you have to pay, $20. Okay. So that was overwhelming, kind of the number one concern. Workforce quality and reliability. I think this is something that has probably always been the case, but some of our restaurant tours said that this was even worse, just finding labor that just showed up to work more and more often, finding people or employees just don't show up and think that is okay. Community events drive strong sales downtown. So a lot of our events, of course, bring in a lot of people. Although some of the businesses that are on the outside of our downtown did say it's hard for those events to actually impact them to get people to leave the event to visit their businesses. Video gaming, a lot of the restaurants said that video gaming was a lifesaver for them just because it was stable income that came into the business. And I actually heard quite a few businesses that said that they didn't have video gaming, but they were seriously considering it just because if things are a little bit flat, they're looking for additional revenue. Even if they don't actually want that in their business, they were starting to consider that. Immigration enforcement, a handful of the businesses did mention this and indicate that they felt that it was indicating their business, both on the workforce availability side, but probably more so on the customer traffic side. And it depended on the restaurant. It was restaurant to restaurant, but some did indicate that they felt like some people just weren't coming anymore, and it was reflecting in their sales. Downtown public investment is valued, and a lot of this was about the plaza. People do really like the plaza, although some of the businesses that are not on First Street did indicate that they said they would like to see that, maybe not that level of investment, but more investment around the other quadrants of the downtown. Occasional disruption from unhoused individuals. This is something that we have to deal with from time to time. This is something that would always be brief. They would call the police, and the police would assist if there was any type of disruption. So it never turned into a major issue, but something I did hear from multiple restaurants. The Q Center, a few years ago, started shuttling some of their visitors to our downtown. So I've seen it myself where you'll have a shuttle roll up and you'll have about 60 people come out and flood First Street. This is great for those businesses. It's unexpected business for them. And then in sharing information about developments around the city, a lot of the restaurants really interested in residential development as they see that as increased foot traffic and visitors. Moving over to the other side, which was hotels. We have 11 hotels here in St. Charles. This is something that I think that we're pretty fortunate for. You probably heard me say before that we have a pretty diverse local economy here, and hotels are probably part of it. So 11 hotels, that equates to about or over 1,900 rooms here in St. Charles. So if you just think about the area, I think Geneva has 2 hotels, West Chicago has 2 hotels, and that's about it. And we're coming in with 11. So pretty fortunate for that. 8 of those hotels are flagged hotels. These are the branded ones, Marriott's, Hotel Inn, or Holiday Inns, things like that. We do have 3 independent hotels. The Q Center, which has over 1,000 rooms, but of course is more of a training center than a hotel, Hotel Baker, and then Geneva Inn. We do have access to some of the data from the hotels. So us in the Business Alliance, we purchased a report called the Star Report. This gives us monthly data on occupancy rate and average daily room rate for the hotels collectively, not individually. But it does give us some insight into how our hotels are doing here in St. Charles. So in 2025, the occupancy rate for St. Charles was 63.1%. You can see from previous years that is up. In 2023, it was 60%. So we are heading in the right direction. What does 63% mean? That's considered to be good to very good, I would say. It's not doing exceptional, but it is in the very good range. And so I would say that as soon as you get over 65%, closer to 70, that's when I would start to probably have my phone ringing for more hotel developers interested in entering into the market. But 63% when we have 11 hotels here is very, very good. The other dynamic to this is the average daily room rate, so what the hotels are charging, which comes in this past year at about $168. That is the same as last year, but up from 2023. And lastly, the chart that I put up there, hotel occupancy rate, just to show the seasonality throughout the year. Last year, of course, in the summer, we have the most occupancy and the least amount in the winter months, January and December. From the hotel meetings, the key takeaways, I would say that all the hotels indicated that they were in a very positive position, a stable position. Of course, want to be doing better, but not really complaining about the occupancy, and we're all heading in the right direction. One of the things I was most curious about meeting with the hotels is what's driving their business. Why are people coming to St. Charles? I don't want to say this was the number one occupancy, but they all mentioned this as a huge driver would just be weddings. So we do have a lot of wedding venues here in St. Charles. We also have a lot of wedding venues in the area, especially out west. They stay in St. Charles. We have the hotels here, so they may be having a wedding out west of here, but they're staying here. And that usually drives weekend business. During the week, corporate travel. So I've also mentioned how we have a lot of industrial business here in St. Charles. A lot of those businesses are bringing in visitors from around the country, some cases around the world, and they're staying in our hotels during the week. So it's a really nice balance. Overflow from the Q Center, many of them mentioned that there's trainings there, and some of them don't fit. Some of those visitors don't stay at the Q Center, so they stay at the other St. Charles hotels. Secondary market demands, hospital, airport, youth events, the Lamplight, which has the horse competitions, which is actually in Wayne. Those are not huge drivers, but kind of secondary markets. Very positive when it came to development in St. Charles, especially since a lot of our hotels are on our east side. Very excited about Fox Haven Square. They think that's going to be a reason for people to stay in their hotels or where they can send their visitors. Stable staffing environment. They don't really see this as a huge problem. I think 5 years ago was a massive problem for hotels, of course, with COVID, but that's really not the case anymore. And then I just thought it was worth mentioning that a lot of our hotels are reinvesting in their hotels right now, which is a good sign. So with that, I can take any questions.
Any questions from the council? Dave.
Hey, Derek, you mentioned the Q Center shuttle. Is there only one location that they get dropped off at? I'm just curious. So you said First Street, is that it?
Yeah, I think it's typically just First Street, yes.
And then also I noticed, because I would suggest that they mix it up. I don't know if there's any way that could be suggested. I'm just thinking out loud. There was a mention in here about the restaurants. We've talked about liquor licenses, and there was a specific mention about saturation, and so that was only one restaurant that, based on your memo here, but to your knowledge. Regardless, though, is it possible that that's something that we can talk about more as a council, or in some sort of, maybe this is a question more for Heather?
I think especially with our new revised methodology to add things to agendas, if there's 4 council members interested in exploring that, we can add it at any point.
Okay. Cool. Thanks.
Brian?
Derek, thanks for your presentation. I'd be interested to reevaluate the liquor license ordinance. We have a new police chief, new mayor, new council member, just to kind of get an overview of, we have so many liquor licenses, I think, 20, 30 different types, and I'm just wondering if that's something we can kind of review, and maybe we don't change anything at the end, but I think it's worth evaluating, so I'm on board with that.
On this side? Okay, thank you for the presentation. This is for information only. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Derek.
Thank you.
So now we have public comment. Do we have any public comment tonight? Come on up. State your name, please.
That's Steve Leffler. Good evening, everybody. I hope you all have had a great day. Yesterday, it was 66 degrees out. I would have loved to have sat downtown in our wonderful little downtown area and had something to eat. But I guess we put a stop on that until April 15th. It'd be great if we could roll that forward a little bit so that we could get out there and generate more taxes for y'all. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comments? Any from staff or mayor? Nothing? Any council? Steve?
I have a comment. I just want to say to the police chief, I appreciate all the continued enforcement. It's extremely noticeable, and I think that'll really help, everyone coming into the area know that the police are out as we get into the better weather to respect our rules of law and respect our speed limit. So I really, really appreciate it. I'm noticing it everywhere. Thank you.
Any other comments? Okay, can I have a motion and a second to adjourn?
Motion.
Motion by Vicki.
Weber will second.
Second by Steve. Roll call, please.
Petrola?
Yes.
Wendell?
Yes.
Bessner?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
Folks?
Yes.
Bungard?
Yes.
Munns?
Yes.
Gem?
Yes.
Feldman?
Yes.
Thank you. That motion passes. We are adjourned.